And I do believe we're now live. Heyo everyone, heyo, indeed. Yes, we've just had 2 live streams this evening, like literally just now. We've had a train station renovation live stream, just a short one finishing the first scenario of the Germany DLC. We've had a brief 2-game Guilty as Sock live stream. First time of me playing it. Was really fun, was multiplayer of course. And now we'll have a 20-minute ATS live stream, American Truck Simulator. I only recently got the Missouri DLC for the game, and I was just going to come out later this month, probably. We'll see, it's not been announced publicly yet, but probably, most likely later this month, I'm guessing, because they already did live stream it and a gameplay preview and all that, so that's usually a sign of it releasing in a month. So exciting stuff, but anyway, yeah, so Missouri is here, look. So we've got California, we've got Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, not in that order, but oh well. There's Oklahoma, this is Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado, this is Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington, as well as Arkansas and Missouri. And yeah, I didn't explore a lot of it. You can see a lot of it is still grey here. I haven't looked inside those underground depots at all yet in game. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, I was going to be here. It's going to be South Dakota, which they announced yesterday, literally yesterday. And there's of course Illinois, and those 2 are going to release like next year. But yeah, Iowa and Louisiana are going to release this year most likely. Anyway, that being said, where's the actual? So where should we start? So we're currently just outside Jefferson City. There's a viewpoint here. Screen. I'm sorry you can't see it. Why does you troll? Troll? Didn't mean to troll. Start by switching cameras. Start by switching screen, sorry. Screen, yes. I like this one, what's that? YouTube short? Huh? Okay. High, low, oh I see. I'm sorry, I'm just really I'm concentrating on the wrong thing, I guess. Because I don't want to waste time. I just want to get started as quickly as possible, and I just forget every time. Apparently, I'm sorry about that, but yeah, basically, huge map is here. You can see gigantic map, and then the last DLCs that released are Arkansas and Missouri. Then after that's going to be Iowa later this month, and Louisiana at the end of the year probably. And then next year is going to be Illinois and South Dakota. Not sure in which order, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, clock, thank you. 15 minutes left, okay. Shall we get it going? I say yes. So we're right here. Yeah. Let's quick travel to, I think, which one had the largest facility? Hold on. Springfield, it's Joplin. Sorry, it's Joplin. St. Louis one is smaller. That doesn't really matter. I just want to see one. At the very least, it's Kansas City, definitely. It's also got a viewpoint in it. So let's actually quick travel to Kansas City. I'll just leave the truck. The truck I have currently is an International Paystar 5070 by Smarty. Yeah, really happy with that. Also the Brazilian bumper, the double front bumper as well. Very nice indeed. Very unique look, like the double width bumper there. Yeah. Anyway. We're in Kansas City, so literally it's right in here. So yeah, I'll see. So let's do freight market. Is there anything going out of here? Terrace Tour, almond boxes. Let's go. Actually, let's go. We can do this. Stones from Terrace Tour to Jefferson City, Missouri. That's not that long. And then we'll see if there's time after that. There might not be, actually. There might be plenty. So let's just do that. Right. Yeah, so stuff I have seen from Missouri so far is I have played on it. I've played Missouri before just to complete the event. So I've just basically just gone on highways. I've discovered 2 hidden roads, like really small ones, but also not much. Like, actually, I think either 2 or 3 hidden roads, but not any huge ones. But yeah, most of the DLC is still new to me. I still haven't seen most of it, so yeah. I haven't explored any of the underground warehouses myself. So yeah. We'll see how it goes. Who's in chat? Okay. Yeah. We did have I did announce well, I didn't announce it, but that was a chance of there being a convoy stream yesterday. Didn't end up happening, but yeah. It would have basically been the same thing that we're doing now. So basically just exploring some more of Missouri on stream. And I mean, yeah, we can do it now, so yeah. I didn't plan out a route, by the way. Didn't plan much. But yeah. I'm not gonna wait around here because that's not fun. Literally everyone's waiting at this intersection. What's going on? Okay, he isn't waiting. What just happened? Okay, I was supposed to turn off, okay. Why did I just clip into here? Can't reverse. Come on. Guess I'm gonna have to teleport out. Anyway. Yeah. That was close. It has been a little while since I've last streamed one of these games. But yeah. No! What do you mean no? What's going on? Literally just stream of these video games. Yeah. If you broaden the criteria, yes, you're right. Also, look, Flixbus. There's a Flixbus right there. In America. Fleet on Fleek, yeah. Anyway, yeah, a couple months ago, I think back in April, I think either late March or somewhere out there. I should concentrate more. But yeah, the SC Software announced Project Road Trip for ATS. Yeah, you really couldn't miss that Flixbus. Yeah. Yes. But there's a Terrastor sign right there. Hold on. What did it say again? Here it says Terrastor, America's largest underground warehouse complex. If we drive back here, it says welcome to Terrastor, Kansas City, Missouri. This is the largest one in the game by far, I think. Pretty sure. There's different sections to it. There's A, B, C, D, E. There's like even an E section, a purple E section, which is a lot. Do I have fuel still? Like I don't have a lot of fuel, so I may just pick up a little bit. But yeah, Project Road Trip got announced. Basically, SES is working on bringing cars to American Truck Simulator. So all licensed. I mean, they look identical, so yeah, they are licensed. They are going to be licensed cars. We don't know when they're going to be coming to the game, if it's going to be later this year, or if it's going to be next year, or maybe the year after that. I just went in wrong. But yeah, there's going to be a couple brands as well. Yeah, and they said that they're basically looking for to bring new experiences to players, but using the same map. So basically allowing the players to experience the big, beautiful and accurate map in different ways. So not just from the perspective of a truck driver, but also from other perspectives, like, for example, someone in a car. So much further down, so the whole thing feels different. That's the idea behind it. And yeah, like, I am looking forward to it. I mean, for me personally, I do prefer driving trucks and like buses, things like that. Maybe even vans, like smaller lorries, to use the British phrase, the British word for it. That's just personal preference. I prefer being a bit further up on the road to see, you can see more, like further up. But I'm still looking forward to it a lot. Like seeing SES's own take on it, because I have tried like modded cars before. This Skoda Superb. I mean, pretty much everyone's tried that who's tried mods has at some point. I mean, a lot of people have at least. This Skoda Superb car, which, I mean, that already, yeah, it's very different. It does feel very different driving that as opposed to this. Very different driving feel. Like you're much lower to the ground. But like SES said that they will have like special tasks as well. You won't need to switch profiles, which I'm really glad about. You won't need to switch out of your profile to drive a car. Or to drive, yeah, you can just within the same profile switch to car mode or whatever, and then be able to drive cars. I'm really glad that's the route they're taking with that. And they won't have every player create new profiles just for that. Especially, yeah, that's just going to be a lot less hassle than it needs to be. So I'm glad they're not taking that route. And with tasks to do as cars, I'm like, my thoughts that jump to my head are basically like, there can be trailers still. There can be there are car trailers. Car trailers do exist. So I'm guessing maybe delivering those, that could be a thing. Or maybe delivering a boat from one house to another. So if you've got like a pickup truck, because they did announce both older cars, like in the 60s, like all the way back to the 60s, as well as like really modern stuff. So I'm glad there's some range there, because with the trucks, it is pretty much just modern trucks. So I'm really glad that with this project, it seems to be more variety in terms of like different vehicles, how old they are basically, how old the models are, and how willing the manufacturers are for SES to portray older vehicles as well. That's really a really nice thing, I think. Because with the truck, I mean, we don't know details, but with the truck manufacturers, I mean, we kind of assume that they more so want SES to represent their newest and best products, also night mode activated look. Yeah, could be a little bit. Okay, yeah. Could be a little bit smoother still, but this looks great. Just look at this. Night light, the night mode activated. Oh wow. The zone E is the purple zone. Yeah. Shadow says, hey, then they can rebrand from American Truck Simulator to American Trip Simulator. That's true. Although I don't think that would go over very well for the community. Especially those that are just interested in trucks. I think it will be more like get from point A to point B within X days while seeing as many photo spots as you can, sort of thing. I mean, that's fair. Could be the case. Like what you do on a road trip. Or maybe it'll place random points you need to visit along your route once you accept one. Ghost? There wasn't a ghost there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's probably similar to that. I mean, it could involve trailers too. It could be, they could also include police cars. I mean, they could go the sort of out there route of actually having like police chases and things, like AI actually chasing away from, like running away from you, and actually you having to take down AI or whatever, which I don't think they'll go that route. I think the community would appreciate some sort of like siren system where you can have like a toggleable siren for like just multiplayer roleplay. I don't know if SES would actually deliver on that. If that's really the route they're going to take, but yeah, and many members of the community have also suggested like for SES to include like the classic family wagon, like, you know, the one from the kind of wagon, like the family wagon in National Lampoon's Vacation, the movie, like with the wood paneling on the sides and the really spacious interior and a really long, big car, basically. Which, I mean, it makes sense, because if there's that's how a lot of people that are on the SS farm now, like that's how they grew up, like going on road trips with a family, and they would have been in a car like that because those were really popular back in the day. So it makes sense for people to remember that from their childhood and then wanting that in the game. And I'm all for it, honestly. Like, it is like, if you think of road trip, that is sort of what pops in your mind. I mean, at least for me, the road trip is like the vacation movie, basically. The original vacation movie. That's what I think of. And that is sort of part of that picture. Just that mental image is just like those family wagons, those big family wagons. So I think it is likely that they're going to include something like that as well. Especially if people remember that from their childhood, and then being able to drive that officially in the game would be great. Also, this looks great as well. The Mailway step van back there, which used to be UDS, United Delivery Service, like the UPS parody, but they rebranded to something of their own design back in 1.54, which is this version. Oh wow, it's loud. That is so loud. But yeah, maybe they could add a food and bathroom maid to that need to be kept on top of. Well, I mean, they don't need road trip for that, do they? Can I go back here? Oh wow, I can actually go back here. Just imagine, just a mini game, just one mini game stream, just in this complex, like Highway Hideout or whatever, or just hide and seek, just regular hide and seek, just hiding somewhere, like without the map, just hiding there, for example, in that little in between bit. And then having to find all the players here, and then have like chases in this bit. This just looks so much fun, honestly, for that. And I'm just exiting out. I didn't mean to exit out. Where's my trailer? But yeah. Whenever the Project Road Trip is gonna come, I don't know when it's gonna come. Like, it hasn't been announced when exactly. I know I'm not supposed to go in here, but there's the administration office. Anyway, it reminds me of M2. Yes, it does. Like the London map where you've got the tube we can go in. Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun for multiplayer. That was my first thought because I didn't know of these underground facilities before ATS really, and that was like when I first found out about them. That was my first thought was, oh, this would be so much fun multiplayer, like doing mini games and stuff here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Project Road Trip, whatever form it's going to take. In total they've done 3 posts about it. They did the initial teaser, the Heroes Out teaser, I think back in February. Was it? No, it was March. It was March. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I don't know exactly when it was, but they made a teaser where you could basically hear a car engine start up, like a pickup truck's engine or whatever, and like the tires skidding as it drove off, which basically was the giveaway for that not being a truck, which then sent the community spiraling with speculations and thoughts of what it could possibly be about. Then they made the huge announcement post of it actually being called Project Road Trip and what's the idea behind it and things like that, and also loads of pictures, I think 53 or whatever, a lot of pictures where they showed off like close-up shots of a lot of the cars. So they didn't like show the cars in full, but they've done a lot of close-up shots which the community was quite quickly able to I mean, there's a lot of car fans in there as well, and they were quite quickly able to recognize what cars they were of. There was like a first-generation Ford Mustang in there, which was also in Midtermost 2, which was really surprising to me that they actually have like proper old-school cars as well, which that's a good surprise. I mean, if it was just modern cars, I wouldn't be interested in it really, but the fact that there's going to be older cars in it does pique my interest. Even though I'm not that into cars personally, it's just I do like the way a lot of the older cars look, and having them officially in the game with actually like the proper car physics like actually implemented in the game is gonna be great, because the modded cars they can try to also have good physics, and some do somewhat succeed, but it is still quite clear that the game isn't meant to have cars in it. And so yeah, I think it's gonna help a lot that oh, look at this place. Look at this. Just imagine a minigame. Like no lights on, just sneaking by back here or whatever. Like, I mean, it is still quite visible, but this is so nice. I could just spend the entire stream just in here. I mean, I've already gone over time. I better get going. I'll try to be quick. But yeah. Yeah, so where's the elevator down to Aperture Science? Question mark. Are your trailers full of their spent volunteer test subjects? No, it's stones. Moon rock, maybe. But yeah. Yeah. And in ETS 2, in the Christmas stream, last year's Christmas stream, they announced that they're working on rigid trucks, so also called tandems, straight frame trucks, basically trucks that have a much longer chassis than usual, and have what would usually be the first trailer would just have like a box or whatever, or just their cargo loaded on the truck itself behind the cab, and then possibly a trailer, like a regular trailer, not a semi-trailer, but a regular trailer behind that. And they said that they're developing this. That a big reason for them developing this is the Nordic Horizons DLC, because they sent a research team out to gather references and stuff, and ideas for the Nordic Horizons DLC. Like they sent out a team IRL to Norway and Sweden and Finland, and they noted that on their travels there, they saw a lot more of those rigid trucks up there than they saw. There was a bus down here. Why are the buses down here? What? There's a coach and a bus down here. Why? North Devon. There's even people in there. That's so strange. Anyway, they sent a research team up there to the Scandinavia. As I already said, they saw a lot more rigid trucks than semi-trailer trucks up there. And so that was one of the big reasons why they are developing that now. And they're hoping to be able to release that sort of when Nordic Horizons finishes. That was their hope. Of course, we don't know if that's actually going to be the case or not. I should have stopped, but oh well. That's so nice. Yeah. And or possibly when the Scandinavia DLC reskins, or the sort of rework of the original Scandinavia DLC, when that releases, like sort of around there, they're hoping to get the rigid trucks release ready. It might be longer than that, it might be next year, we'll see. But yeah, that's what they're working on there. And they've also announced Euro Truck 2 Next Stop. That might just be the name of the teaser, that might not actually be the DLC name, but basically they've finally officially announced coaches, like actual bus coaches, coming to ETS 2, which they first teased about twice back in 2013, literally 12 years ago at this point, even longer than that. Because they first teased them recording sounds of a Scania touring coach back in February 2013, and then a month later in March they teased both ATS, like one screenshot of ATS and 6 screenshots of a Scania a Scania PB coach, like with an Irizar bodywork with multiple different skins, and also like Eurolines branding and stuff, which they probably didn't have the license to back then. It's just for illustrative purposes, I'm guessing. But that was a project of theirs, and back then they focused more so because they just released ETS2 last year at that point. By the way, the Ford Crown Victoria is also a car that's going to come in Project Road Trip, licensed. They teased like really detailed pictures of this car. Also used a lot in New York as police cars and taxis and stuff like that. Anyway, with coaches, yeah. So in 2012 they released ETS2, and then they were looking at basically, okay, if this doesn't do as well as we'd hoped, what other choices do we have? Like, where can we expand this base map, basically? Where can we expand this game to? What ideas do we have? How can we expand this? They had 2 main projects, as far as I know, as far as we know. They had 2 main secondary projects back then, one of which being the coach project, basically bringing coaches to the existing ETS2 game, as well as American Truck Simulator was the other one. Basically a standalone game, which we're playing right now, which was finished 3 years later in 2016, got released. Like they focused, like, I think probably the community response was probably a lot stronger for ATS, for the ATS teaser with the Peterbilt 579 on it, because that was their roots, basically. SES's roots as a company, as a game development company, was in 18 Wheels of Steel. In those games, like, they published a lot of games about America and their trucks and like trucking in America, which did include like the entire, like all the way to New York and Maine and stuff like that. I think Maine. Either way, basically east to west, and also even a bit of Canada and Mexico. But of course, the scale was a much smaller scale, and the detail just didn't compare at all to ATS, of course. But yeah, that was the company's roots. So they decided to to focus the entire attention of their secondary teams on that, to develop that. Like, as far as we understand, they just from what we've seen happen, they focused on ATS and getting that release ready, and with California and Nevada, and then releasing all the DLCs up until now. They're still working on DLCs as we speak. That's kind of blocked off, but we've got to get through here. But yeah. Hold on, I'll just quickly read chat. Are you making yourself an accomplice to a crime here? I don't think so. Otherwise it maybe come back in court. Like in the last live stream, guilty as sock, yeah. Very first one of that game. Yeah, stones. I bet it's the result of their secret food preservation turned petrification program. Yes, I guess they're the workers' buses. I guess so. To ship more volunteers down. You know. I see. Yes. I thought SCS is based in Europe and it's midnight here. Are you sure they're working on the map DLCs as we speak? I mean, yeah, they've got they do have some team members outside of Prague as well. So, like Alex, for example, he's the community manager. He's in the UK. He's in London. So, I mean, the primary team might be in. I mean, it is Sunday, to be fair, so maybe not right now, but I mean more figuratively as we speak, basically. Good catch though. But yeah. So they're working on code. They teased both those two projects, but they actually released ATS, and then they didn't share any news on the coach project, like no blog posts. When they were asked, like when Pavel Sibor was asked about it on Q&A live streams, like Christmas live streams, when they did like question and answers bit, people of the community did ask about the coach project a few times. And the question was basically that it hasn't been cancelled. The answer was basically that it hasn't been cancelled, but they just have a tiny team working on it, and sometimes they don't even have anyone working on it at all. Like just 1 or 2 people or whatever, or sometimes 0, or maybe 3 as a max. I don't know exactly, but there's just very few people working on it, and sometimes none at all. And that was the main reason why that took 12 years. And it's even not done now, but now finally, after 12 years, they finally brought out a blog post on the very last day of May, so literally just over a week ago at this point, teasing with the title ETS2 Next Stop. Sorry, it was the other way around. Next Stop, ETS2, with a 22 second video of, like, it was filmed in Mont Blanc, so in ETS2, where the car park in the French Alps, basically showing a red modern Scania truck on the right, like facing left, and then there being a Scania touring coach coming back from behind it and driving off to the left side, and you could actually see the passengers in there. You could actually see, I think, another driver model. I don't think we've seen that driver model before. I think it was like with a light blue shirt. Anyway, is that a hidden road? No, it's not. Anyway, I think it's a new driver model. I could be wrong, but definitely the passengers were animated. They moved their arm while the bus was going, and it's really exciting to me personally, because I love the bus mods already in the game. I was excited for this official coach project ever since it was revealed 12 years ago. I was excited for it ever since, and I was always hoping for there to be some blog posts about it at some point eventually. Up until now there weren't, but now there finally is one, and yeah, that also opens the doors for modders. Like, you can already have mod coaches and mod buses for the game. They have existed ever since the game has, pretty much. Also, there's a city bus in traffic, and that's a pretty new model right there. I think it was just introduced in this game version. Yeah, very nice. 1.54. But yeah, you can have mod buses, and they do work. But there are a couple of small drawbacks with that, because at the moment the game requires, for you to do jobs, basically, it requires you to haul trailers, which makes sense. If there's semi-trucks, then you'd need semi-trailers to haul stuff. Otherwise, you just have your truck and then you can't haul anything. That makes sense. With buses coming to the game officially, like coaches, beforehand you couldn't do any jobs with them really. Like, you can drive them around as trucks normally, like just driving them just out of fun, just for fun. You could do that all the time, but you couldn't actually earn money with them. Basically, you couldn't. I mean, AI drivers can, because the game sees it as a truck and they don't literally attach trailers. You just shows them doing random jobs, so that technically would have worked. But you can't actually earn money driving a coach, a modded coach up until now, because there aren't trailers for it. You can't attach a trailer to a bus usually, especially a coach bus. That's usually not a thing. I know trailer buses exist, but yeah, normally no. Yes, you could. I mean, yeah. I mean, they don't have a fifth wheel. That's what I meant. Actual buses. I know, semi-truck buses also exist even still, where normal semi-truck just has a bus trailer. Of course that all exists. And in Germany and Switzerland, trailer buses exist. And articulated buses, yeah. But I'm just normal buses, normal coach buses, generally don't have trailers. And so you can't earn money with that in-game. But with coach, also the other thing was them introducing the roll-down windows a couple years ago. I think it was 2020 or 2019 even when they introduced that. I think 2019 probably, maybe somewhere around there. Which is basically animated windows, so you can roll them down and also demuffle the sound so you can actually hear it better. Yeah. And the mod creators, mod authors who were making coaches or buses saw that as a great opportunity to be able to animate the doors. So for the left one, they just animate the window normally, and for the right one, if it's a left and right vehicle, they instead animate the door as the right window. So if you roll down the right door, it plays the door open animation, basically, which is really clever, and really glad that people have decided, thought of that, and that's a thing in modern mod coach mods, mod coach mods, in coach mods basically, or bus mods. That's a thing. It's a really good idea itself. But the thing is that SES didn't intend for the animated windows to be repainted, so that's a tricky part. So with coaches and stuff where it's not just glass, but the door actually has some of the body on it as well, you can't actually repaint it. So it just stays the default color, which is usually white. And you can't actually, if you repaint a bus and a livery for reskins for it, the doors will always be white. If they have white bits on them, bits that usually are white, those just stay white, and you can't repaint them easily at all, or at all. I mean, if you replace the default files, you can, but it's not meant to be repainted, and it's also not synchronized in multiplayer. So I'm really happy that with the official coaches and buses coming to the game, that will change. And with convoy mode as well, you'll actually be able to have synchronized doors, with door textures, basically. And you'll be able to earn money just driving coaches, and actually have passengers board as well. I don't know if you actually have them walk in or whatever. Don't know if it's going to be a dynamic loading system where you basically stop at a bus stop and there's a cutscene of them getting on or whatever. I do hope you'll be able to open the doors whenever as well, and not just at the loading bay, whatever. I do hope you'll be able to have the freedom of opening the doors whenever you want to. But yeah, we'll see. They still haven't announced a lot of details at all. But yeah, I'm just really excited for it, and also the prospect of then porting, just all the new mods, all the new bus mods that are going to come in through that. Also the thing with the cars and ATS, but Project Road Trip, but especially with the coaches, I mean, and also like the prospect of porting some of the OMSI 2 buses to ATS 2, like for example V3D's buses. Apart from the 2 paywall ones, of course, he has actually made them public, like the blend files of his buses, like the ALX 400, Enviro 200 MMC and the Man Lion City. He has made them public, just for people to do whatever with, as long as they credit V3D for the originals, of course. Yeah, and like that's going to open up the possibility of actually bringing those to the game properly, and like as buses, not as trucks, but as buses. And then just the prospect of having British double-deckers in the game on its own is great. But then having, like, also thinking about, like, the UK being reworked as well at some point in the future. I mean, that hasn't been announced yet, but they're doing, like, Benelux countries right now. They're working on that right now. They still have a little bit of Germany left, like the rural roads in Germany. We don't know what's going to be next, but the longer they don't rework the UK, the better it's going to get, is my thinking, because the more experienced their teams become and the more specialized, well, not specialized, but the better the game engine's going to become, the editor and stuff like that. So I'm just looking forward to whenever they will rework the UK, and then being able to use those British double-decker buses eventually in the UK rework and in convoy mode and stuff like that, and being able to repaint those and having those show up with proper good lighting, unlike in OMSI 2, where the models are amazing, but the lighting just is holding them back, basically, from looking truly brilliant, is something I'm really looking forward to. So, yeah, basically. Yeah, we don't know when that's going to all release, so they've just announced it so far. I mean, here, ATS 2. I don't know. Yeah, next stop ATS 2 is right here. I really like that. Anyway, yeah. That's also the first time they actually showed the Scania Touring coach here. Because they recorded the sounds for it before. Then they showed a different Scania coach with the Irizar bodywork, the Scania PB coach. But now PB, but now I actually showed the Scania Touring as well. So that's really, really exciting. I'm really looking forward to that, as I already mentioned quite a few times. But yeah, that's it for now. Yeah, I hope it's going to be DLC as well. Yeah, anyway. We have gone over time for 24 minutes, so I'm just going to read chat and then we'll end. Nah, nobody ever leaves Prague. Funny. Yeah, I mean, I have gotten lost in Prague myself, I know. Yes, that was fun. That was a fun stream. It was a bit frustrating for me because I meant to participate in the minigame, but I just kept getting stuck in Prague and kept going in circles, but it was funny in the end. Yeah, I basically had no sense of orientation without the GPS. It was quite shocking, actually, just trying to do minigames and not having the GPS, just not having that as a failsafe. Because I use the GPS a lot in-game, and if I just don't have that, yeah, I need to learn how to navigate the map better. And then once I've learned it, it's all going to be reset, because if the map gets reworked, then stuff changes around, and then, I don't know. That's only if I memorize the map anyway. That's not really what I'm supposed to do anyway. Sharday says, not the Fralps. Fralps? Yes, you could. You could easily earn money with driving a modded bus. You just need to make sure you deliver apples. Huh? Yes. For context, that was in Euro Truck Simulator 1. There was a Mercedes-Benz Citaro, like a London left and right London Citaro bendy bus mod back in 2009 or whatever. And yeah, if you chose the apples cargo, it spawned the rear part of the bendy bus, because the truck itself is just the front part. And then if you spawn the apples trailer, as an example, then it would spawn the rear part of the bendy bus, and if you attach it, it actually looks like a proper bendy bus. Yeah, no one's going to get that if I didn't explain it, apart from me. Emichu, wait, you're live? Apparently so. I mean, it has taken a bit longer than I expected, but yeah, I did a bit of Missouri exploration, not a lot. I just drove a pretty straightforward route. I saw the underground depot, the biggest one in Kansas City, Missouri. It was absolutely ginormous. I thought like minigame streams in that itself would be possible. Like there's so many different connecting bits in that, like a gigantic network underground, and you can just get lost so easily there if you don't have the GPS, and like hide and seek would be amazing in that. Haven't done it yet, but that was also my first thought when I first found out about those underground depots in Missouri, and the fact that they're going to be in the DLC as well. Like 4 of them are in there, and they vary in size, but that was the largest one. Shoutouts, yeah, he did want to do a 20-minute delivery that turned out to be a 43-minute delivery, yes. Alright, good night. 3 games in one evening, yes indeed. French Alps, Fraps. Oh, I see, the Mont Blanc, yes. I get it now, was context lost, I'm sorry. Anyway, that was fun. That was a lot of fun, so thank you all for joining me, especially Shoutouts, thank you for being here for all 3 streams, and Emichu for as well, all of them, kind of. Good night, yes indeed. See you all tomorrow. I'm looking forward to watching your trial on Guilty as Suck, watching being an observer in that. I'm really looking forward to that, as well as Minecraft, just being in voice chat there and reading out chat anyway. Looking forward to that anyway. Yeah. Good night, folks. Good night. Sorry for going over time, but yeah. See you tomorrow. Good night. Those streams, all 3 streams will go on YouTube as well soon. But yeah, good night.